Hi, I'm here to talk with you if you are a parent of a child ages 7, 8, 9, 10, even older than that, who struggles with nightly bedwetting. I'm talking about a child who wets the bed almost every single night or every single night and has since he's been a baby. As a parent of a child who wets the bed and who's contemplating using a bedwetting alarm, therapy. I highly recommend that you as a parent read a good parenting book about bedwetting alarms. The book that I read back a long time ago is 7 Steps to Nighttime Dryness by Renee Mercer. But there are a number of good books out there that can help you understand the process, understand how the bedwetting alarm is supposed to work, to help you get a game plan, basically, of how to best approach this with your child, your family, with the least amount of sleep deprivation and the other things that parents worry about when they're thinking about getting involved in bedwetting alarm therapy. But I am going to say that if you use a bedwetting alarm and you do it consistently with your child, that there's an 85 to 90% chance that your child will overcome their bedwetting, and that is scientifically proven. You should research bedwetting alarms and choose a couple that you believe would be a good choice for your child before you even really talk with your child about bedwetting alarms. Once you have a feel for what you think would be your best choices, then I would say it's time for you to broach that subject with your child. Now, I'm going to mention I have written a children's book, and this isn't a big long commercial for me to get you to buy my children's book. I wrote my book. It's called Prince Bravery and Grace: Attack of the Wet Nights. And I wrote it because there really wasn't a book out there for kids who are in the 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old range, to help them understand what they're going through, to give them a little bit of empathy, and to give them an idea of what it might be like to use a bedwetting alarm. When I was dealing with this years and years ago with one of my kids, I went to the library to get them a book, and there was not a book out there at that point in time. There were books for kids who were 3 and 4 and 5, but my child was beyond that. And it really kind of made me mad that this is such a common problem, but no one is addressing it. No one has done anything for kids who wet the bed. There were parenting books, and again, toddler books, preschooler books, but nothing for a school-aged child. So I wrote my book geared just towards kids in that age range. It's a good segue into talking with your child about a bedwetting alarm. So I really do recommend, and I've had many, many, many parents give me much positive feedback about the fact that it was a good way for them to chat with their child, to bring up bedwetting alarms in a kind of, clever, hopefully light-hearted way. In my book, Prince Bravery and His Golden Dragon Grace, deal with bedwetting and eventually overcome it by using a bedwetting alarm. He calls it a wetinator. So that's kind of his tool. And I've had parents who've said that their child has adopted that whole idea of, okay, we're going to defeat my wet nights. So the wet nights come nightly and attack poor Prince Bravery. And he solves his problem by using the wetinator or a bedwetting alarm. And many kids like using their imagination and like imagining that, hey, the bedwetting alarm that they're using is their wetinator, and it's going to be their tool to help them defeat their wet nights. So next, I want to talk with you about your game plan for your child and with your child. There are definitely things you can do to make this easier and even a little bit more fun. So let's talk about that next. So you and your child have decided that bedwetting alarm therapy is your choice for helping your child to resolve his bedwetting, nightly bedwetting struggles. You have bought my book, Prince Bravery and Grace, Attack of the Wet Nights, and you've read it out loud together with your child. You have, as a parent, read a parenting book that gives you a good idea of what bedwetting alarm therapy entails. Your next step now is going to be to let your child help you choose a bedwetting alarm. I suggest you have 3 that you show your child. Look together online. There are alarms out there that are bright pink or that are camouflage. Maybe they have a different alarm sound. And I like to call them the wetnator. It's kind of, rather than calling them a bedwetting alarm, the wetnator kind of gives it a toy sort of a feel. It just keeps things a little bit more fun and lighthearted and, almost as if this is a game. Okay, together we are going to defeat the wet nights by getting a wetnator and using it every night. You are going to spend the money on it. You should go ahead and get from your child a commitment at this point that he promises to use the alarm if you're going to spend the money to get it. I strongly suggest that you write a contract between each other. So you write your child's name and you write down that he promises or she promises to wear the bedwetting alarm every single night, and when the alarm goes off, to get up out of bed and to go run into the bathroom and use the bathroom. And then your child signs that. And then you put your name on there and you promise your child that you will stay positive throughout this whole bedwetting alarm treatment, that you're not going to yell, and that you are committed to seeing this through for your child, so that you promise that you will get up and go in and help your child get awake in the beginning, get them into the bathroom, and help for your child when asleep to get that connection, to condition your child's brain to recognize the full bladder signal and react to it. So that's what you are nightly going to help your child to do. And I want you to understand it does take commitment. It does take some lost sleep. But really, it's not that much lost sleep. And the thrill that your child is going to have when down the line, whether it's 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks down the line, when your child comes downstairs and for the 14th day in a row says, "I was dry last night, Mom. I was dry last night, Dad." And they have the most proud of themselves look. And you know that you have been the one that has helped them to get to this point. Trust me, every millisecond of lost sleep will be worth it. So hang in there. Together we are going to get you and your child through this.